going on, YouTube faithful? This is Captain Crush. This is my YouTube channel. Thanks for stopping by. I'm going to keep this video quick today. I'm shooting for 10 minutes or less. I got 2 must plays for you tonight, but I'm going to talk about 4 in total, maybe some more. We'll see how it goes. I don't do these scripted. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button and give me a subscribe and let me know in the comment below. That being said, let's go ahead and break this puppy down. So we only have 4 NBA games today, and the slate is full of blowout potential, which is never good. It's absolutely not good. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I like any of these games. I don't, but my favorite one would be the Kings versus Cleveland if I was forced to pick one. But we do have NFL too, so I will have an NFL play for you that I think is the best proposition on the board, and you must play it. But first, let's talk about NBA. And to start, we're going to the salesman himself, Zach LaVine. Here's the deal, folks. Guards do increasingly well against the Milwaukee Bucks. It's been a thing so far this season. I'm going to continue to ride that train till I'm forced off. So Zach LaVine, 34.5 fantasy score. If you can't stomach the fantasy score, because he does tend to have his fantasy score directly tied to his ability to score points, what's that mean? Well, it means that if he scores points, his fantasy score is going to go up because he's not really going to be stuffing the stat sheet with assists, rebounds, blocks, and steals, but he will get turnovers too, which harms. So you can't stomach the fantasy score. You can go to his points at 23.5, either or. I like it. This is probably going to be my must play for the core play today, but I will say this game has extreme blowout potential. It does. Chicago, their poverty. Every single time I target Chicago players, they find a way to sell, okay? So if you tell me you don't want any LaVine and you don't want any Chicago Bulls, but you still need to have some exposure to this game because there's only 4 games, you can go to Vus and Giannis, 22 rebound combo. That's in play. I wouldn't take both of these together. I'm going to tell you this right now. Limit your exposure to all these games because they're all in play for blowouts. What's that mean? I don't recommend taking 2 of the same team and props in the same contest card, okay? I don't recommend it today because of the blowout potential. I got 3 separate NBA plays and 2 NFL plays in my main 5 flex, and most of my 2-mans are 1v1 with NFL and NBA, okay? So either one of those. And to hammer my case with Zach LaVine, he's got 0.98 fantasy points per minute. That's absolutely trash, to be honest with you, but let's just call it 1. So if he plays 35 minutes, which he should, he'll cover his fantasy score. He does have a high usage rate of 27%. The whole idea here with Zach LaVine is we're going to need him to chuck his shots, okay? Remember, guards do great against the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, we're going to go talk about another NBA play that I like. Max Strus. Absolutely. I like that Kings game. It's going to be a pace-up spot for him, okay? The Kings, they're not really a defensive-minded team right now, so hopefully we can continue to ride the train of Max Strus. I've been taking him most nights. Look at the last 3. Not that this matters. Don't make your decisions based on these last 5s or you're a fish. But he played in the Warriors, 34, OKC, 27, and then he played the Warriors again at 28, and then he had a stinker against Indiana, which should have been an amazing spot, and then 20 versus the Knicks. I only have him going for 25 fantasy points via my model, okay? But I like this spot for him, and because he's been cashing me, I'm going to continue to take him. So you can take his fantasy, you can take his real points. Either one of those would be fine. His thing is he chucks, he can get a block and steal here and there, which is why I took the fantasy score too, but I do like his points as well. So either one of those is going to be fine. I have him at 0.86 fantasy points per minute with a 16% usage rate. Not the greatest in the world on paper, but again, this is kind of like a gut call thing, and I'm following my model slightly because he's only projected for 1 more. But again, if he's been cashing you, continue it. If not, you can look elsewhere, which is the next guy that I'm going to talk about, Jaylen Brown. Now, if this game was a close spread, I would be all over this, okay? 22.5 points. I love that. If it was a close spread, it's not. I do like the fantasy score as well. Both of these are in play. Either one of these is good, okay? Let me flash on over to the notepad right quick, and I have Jaylen Brown slated for 1.10 fantasy point per minute and a 29% usage rate, okay? He's facing the Knicks. The Knicks, they're hit and miss. Sometimes they're him, sometimes they're her. They're just not really a team that you can depend on. Jaylen Brown's the same way. Fantasy score is really tied to his ability to score buckets. So if you just want to take his points, I don't mind it at all. I do like his fantasy score because of the discrepancy in my model. I have him for 39 and he's at 34 here. But I will say this, that game, I absolutely could see it being a total blowout. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I don't, okay? I am going extremely light today, okay? Before I talk about my NFL play, let me talk to you for a second. Today's one of those days. There's 4 NBA games and 1 NFL game, and yesterday was a day to remember, okay? I recently had some issues in my cord where people were leaking stuff that was talked about in there, people that were rooting against me, and just a whole little like segment of like 5 or 6 18-year-old clowns. I was gonna go in here and I will have another video for another day for all that. I addressed it in the cord. They're gone. For those of you that came in, you don't know the drama, we got rid of them, and yesterday was a day to remember. So I'm gonna go over here and take a look at this, buddy. It's all green. Yesterday the cores hit for NBA and NFL. It was an absolutely insane game. Every site, underdog slip 20x, it hit. PrizePicks anchors hit. Sleeper slip hit. Chalkboard slips hit. All the slips hit, buddy. Everything. The primetime game, the NBA games. The only misses were the NBA early games, which I always tell you guys, stay away from those Sunday early NBA games, okay? Because they're just not it. Never are. They always end up selling somehow, some way. But the fact still remains. Yesterday, my NFL projections were him. My NBA reads were spot on. I basically swept yesterday, and I'm gonna go ahead and toot my own horn because no one else is gonna do it. So for all of you guys that ate the green beans, enjoy it. But here's what I always preach: if you have a big night, the next night you never go big. That's how they get you. You want to be ahead of the curve. You want to take it easy. Just relax and enjoy the game tonight, okay? The primetime game's not going to be it, so do whatever. Play your Xbox, chill with your girl, do something else. You don't have to do this every single night. Don't force it. If you don't like the slates, if you don't like the games, you don't have to force it. Put a little bit of action, a sprinkle here, a sprinkle there, so you can absolutely have some fun, but that's it. And if you want to be a part of that team, with a winning team, which is where I do all my live slips, I give you a list of all my plays and everything. It's just captaincrush.net gold package right here. It's imperative when you do this. If you buy this gold package or the 6-month package, whatever, you click that and it'll take you there. It's linked to Dub Club, so you need to go there. And then I have a bunch of gold members that aren't in the Discord. You guys go to dubclub.win and link your Discord to my server, your Dub Club to my Discord. Link it. It's a sync button. It'll be on there. If you have any problems with that, message me on YouTube or Twitter and I will help you out and send you to the customer support team. My own personal website's being built, and when that's done, I'll have it all set up for you guys. It'll be a totally different thing, but for now, this is what we got. The live streams in the Discord are imperative. Be there if you can. The ones that are in there, that is where we do most of our slip building and crushing. I have a new tab where all my slips are posted in the Discord, so you can't miss it. And yesterday, it was a great thing. Today, hopefully it's a great thing. And for those of you that are still in my Discord, maybe I don't know, and you're trying to root against me and leaking whatever you're doing, buddy, I got news for you. Get a girlfriend, because I don't know what to say. I can't imagine trying to root against me when I'm just trying to help you out, buddy. So without further ado, let's go to my final play today that I'm going to talk about on this here YouTube, and it's none other than Dalton Kincaid. 12 fantasy score, more. If you don't want to take the fantasy score, you can take his receptions, you can take his 55 receiving yard, you can take his reception target, you can take it all, buddy, because it's all in play. I like it. He's the top rated against in my model, but not only that, Denver Broncos are ranked 3rd to last in giving up yards per game and fantasy points to tight ends this season, okay? They're giving up like 70 yards per game to opposing tight ends. That's a lot. So Kincaid on paper should feast. Hopefully we fade the injuries. Hopefully we fade all the nonsense of a possible blowout. Let's just fade it all and let Kincaid crush. If you don't want to take the fantasy score, next up would be 5 receptions, okay? If he doesn't score a touchdown, I don't see a path to him getting his fantasy score. So this is where you, the viewer, have to decide. If you think he's going to get in the box tonight, that's going to be 6 + 1 is 7, which would give him 7 fantasy points, and then he only has to come up with 5.1, which would be like 2 catches and 30 yards, any combo of that. So you either the fantasy score if you think he takes a touchdown, if not, just take the receptions. And if you think that he's just going to get the yards, you can take that. Like, again, all 3 of these are differentials in my model, so I like all 3 of them. And to be honest, if you're stuck in Alabama, you can honestly take the Cortland Sutton, Dalton Kincaid reception plus TD combo. I actually think that's pretty fine. Both of these guys get targeted in the red zone a lot, especially Cortland Sutton. Remember, Knox is on injured reserve for the Bills, so it's only Kincaid out there running in the mix. They do have another tight end, obviously, and he does get some usage usage for Showdown slates, but he will also be my captain for DraftKings Showdown. For those of you that play DraftKings, buddy, if you don't play DraftKings, what are you doing? And I'm talking about DraftKings Fantasy. It's legal in all the states except Idaho. Nobody lives in Idaho. So you can literally take Dalton Kincaid as your captain. That would be a contrarian choice, and I think it's solid. Most people will have Diggs or Josh Allen, but I think Kincaid is a solid choice. And if you don't want to take Kincaid at your captain, go ahead and take Gabe Davis or Shakir, someone contrarian. You remember, you want to try to avoid, when you win, you want to try to avoid the chops. So you want to take guys that it's going to be a contrarian pick. And if you want all my NFL projections, again, I release them in the Discord for every player, for every game, for every team, every Sunday. Yesterday, I had the same thing, a full projection. Here it is. This was yesterday. And my, oh my, was it a good day yesterday, okay? All these were here every Sunday for you guys. This is worth the price of admission alone, guys. I'm not going to lie. I do this. This takes a lot of time. I basically break it down for you like a flow chart, a spreadsheet. This is it. It's very solid. Sometimes I release them for the primetime games, like tonight, since there's only 4 NBA games. I will be releasing the primetime projections. Those will be coming out soon. I do have some errands I have to run, but listen, I wanted to make this video short. Again, I do daily videos Monday through Saturday. Usually Sunday, I take the day off. For those of you that aren't the haters and you literally come out here and support me, I salute you and I appreciate you guys, each and every one of you guys. So continue to do that, and I'll continue to show up every day, win, lose, or draw for you. And hopefully tonight we can find a few W's and fade those L's, because at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Remember, go light tonight. Tonight is not a good night. It's Monday, and just enjoy the games. Here's the salute. I appreciate you guys once again. Good luck, and as always, let's crush.